All right, we are officially live. At least it tells me we are. So welcome. Happy, what is today? Thursday? Today is Thursday, and it is, it is June 4th. I don't even know what day it is. But today we are going to be talking about building a box around your business. What does that mean? Well, we're going to talk about that. It was actually something that was introduced to me the other day on an interview I did with Todd Herman. And I really liked the idea. It made a lot of sense. I could understand it. I could see it. It made a lot of sense. So I wanted to bring it to you guys and also just kind of let you guys know what that means to me as far as building a box around your business. But I also wanted to let you guys know, those of you that are here that are also following this, yesterday I was on the news. I was on, Charlotte Today, and it aired yesterday at 11 o'clock, a little after 11 o'clock, and actually came out better than I thought. It's funny, when you're doing it, you don't realize what it's, I guess the outcome, right? Or like the final version. And I didn't have any other takes other than that one. So we recorded it, but I felt like I was off. So again, guys, you guys see me showing up here. You see me showing up on video, on podcast, whatever. And you're like, oh, Scott's got it all figured out. He never stumbles. No, I do. I have to always, just kind of get right in my own head. And sometimes it just doesn't flow, and that's okay. But it ended up coming out better than I thought. I was kind of beating myself up a little bit when I got done. I'm like, man, I could have done better. Right. But, I said, whatever, it is what it is. And it aired yesterday. I seen it for the first time, and I think it came out pretty good. So I'm actually happy. Happier, I should say, about that. But anyway, I want to welcome some of you guys into the coffee talk here. And I did want to also make sure that we are, let me go into my mic and stuff, make sure that we're connected. Ooh, we're not. Look at that. I got to fix that. Let me switch my microphone over. Let's see. This says just the built-in. Let's see here. And I'm wondering why that's not connected. So guys, give me a second here. For some reason, my mic, does it sound off to you guys today? Does it sound not as rich as we would say in the podcasting world? Let me just make sure that my connections here are set. Let's see. Hey, there it is. All right. Now it should be the other mic. Let me know. Test. Let me know. Okay. Let's see. Who do we got in the house here today? We got Justin, of course. What's up, Justin, my man from Australia? Kate in the house. Good morning. Let's box our business. Cool idea. Yeah, this is actually, it's really cool. I can't wait to share it with you guys. James, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. Where is it? Renee, good morning. What's up? Grace, that's better. Okay. Yeah. So it was the internal mic of the MacBook Pro. Sounds good. Karen says, what's up, Karen? Good to have you. Octavio in the house. What's up? It's as rich as ever, the audio. Oh, cool. Okay, good. I think I fixed that then. James says you sound good here. When you switched, it went more faint. Go back. Really? Is it better now? It should be good now. Let's see. Kay, what's up? Scott, coffee talk time. Yes, it is. Sounded more like he was in the room with you on the first one. Okay, but is this one my podcasting mic? I guess is test. That's the one that I want to pick up on. It just sounds better through audio. Let's see. Michael says, sounds good now. Rebecca, what's up? Nice. All right, cool. I think we're good. Oh, Justin says worse now. Really? It's all good, Kate says. Justin says worse now. So who do I believe? Who do I believe? What is it? What is the mic? Is the mic okay or isn't it okay? Mike Smiley in the house. What's up, Mike? Always smiling. At least I think you are. Let's see. Studio quality, Mike says. Okay, cool. I'm going to go with it. I think we're good. My mic settings on my end say that I am connected to the RODECaster, which is what I want to. Okay, cool. All right, let's talk about this. I did an interview the other day with Todd Herman, who wrote The Alter Ego Effect. And really, really good. Really good guy. I actually hung out with him in Puerto Rico. Let's see, when was that? That was let me think here. March, April, maybe. We hung out. He was one of the featured speakers there. And I say speakers, the speakers there, it was a mastermind. So there was only like 30 people in the mastermind, but he was one of the guys that they brought in to actually sit down with us and just kind of, talk about business, but also talk about life and everything that goes on with being an entrepreneur and all that stuff. And I really hit it off with him, and he's got a great story. And his book is called The Alter Ego Effect. And he's going to be on the podcast in about 4 weeks. I recorded it. We're about 5 weeks out on our interviews, which, speaking of interviews, yesterday's interview with John Gordon was amazing. If you guys did not listen to that interview, please listen to that interview. John is an awesome guy. He's the guy also that wrote The Energy Bus and The Carpenter. Just a really, really great guy, totally positive. And it's funny because when we were talking in the interview, he's like, I said to him, I said, "You're the positivity king." And he goes, "Well, that's what you would think, but no, that's not it. I have to work at it." And so it was kind of refreshing. But yeah, so we had Todd Herman on, and when we were talking, he was like, just talking about how a lot of entrepreneurs, they operate outside of, I guess, because as an entrepreneur, you have no boundaries, right? And he's actually someone that was coaching, and he still does coach sports people, right? People that are in the sports industry. And I'm talking high level. Some of them he can't name, but he did say he was supposed to meet with Kobe 2 days before his helicopter went down, which gave me chills. It was just crazy. But he's at that level where he's working with Olympic athletes and all this stuff on mindset and confidence and really how to be a high performer, right? And so what he was talking about was like in a game, right? When we're operating in a game, if we're playing volleyball, if we're playing basketball, if we're playing baseball, if we're playing football, they have boundaries, right? We have an inbounds and outbounds, right? We also have rules, right? We also have what's the object of the game? Get the ball in hoop, get the ball, over the net 3 times, right? And don't drop it, right? Or tennis, get it over the net, right? Like all of these things, there's a goal that we're trying to achieve, right? In the game, right? When we're in the game, we have boundaries, and we also have rules in that game that we have to abide by. So we can't say, well, you know what? I'm going to hit it 4 times because I feel like it, right? And in business, if you think about it, right? If you are starting a business or operating your business, you don't really have those boundaries, right? You can do whatever you want. You can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do some Facebook Messenger bot stuff because I think it's cool and I want to do it. But what if it wasn't in your model? What if it wasn't in your boundaries that you set up for yourself, right? And so what I really wanted to do was kind of like outline this. So actually, let me bring up my screen real quick. I didn't draw it out. I kind of mapped it out here. So if we look at this, right, I want to get that comment off too. Let me see here real quick. Okay, cool. Okay, let me, and you guys on Instagram, you guys aren't gonna be able to see this. I'm over on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm just sharing my screen right now. But basically, if we look at this right now, I can go ahead and let me see if this makes it bigger. Yeah. Okay. So if we're looking at this right now, right, when our business is operating, we start it with a business goal and an outcome in mind, right? We want to start a brand in the fishing market, and we want to sell fishing gear and fishing, products, and we want to develop content all around the fishing niche, right? And our business is going to serve content, it's going to get attention, and it's going to sell products, whether it's our own, whether it's other people's, whatever, right? That is the goal of the business. But with that being said, there's a whole bunch of things that we can do, just that they're, we want to try this, we want to try that, we want to try this, we want to try that, we want to try this, right? Here's the thing, and this is what Todd said. Think about a franchise model, okay? If you want to buy a franchise, and let's say it's a Burger King or a McDonald's or whatever, right? You're going to operate within the guidelines and the box that they have built for you. And you're not going to be like, well, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and just start doing this other thing over here because we want to. You can't. You just can't do it, right? And so why is a franchise model generally, not always, depending on location, why are they pretty much successful, I guess, as far as if you buy one and if you put it in the right location and if you follow the process and the rules and everything that they do, you'll have a business that generates what they're projecting that you're supposed to be making in a franchise, right? And that could be, you buy a Dunkin' Donuts and you're going to make $100,000 a year as an owner after you pay everything, right? Maybe that's it. Okay. And that's the goal. And you know that in order to make 200,000, guess what you got to do? You got to open another Dunkin' Donuts in another location. And I know this for a fact. I actually talked to a Dunkin' Donuts owner, franchise owner, a while back. And they wanted to set up 3 more locations because that's the only way that they can make more money, because that one there is kind of like maxed out. You can't say, I'm going to sell t-shirts now, right? I mean, even though they do sell shirts, but you get what I'm saying, right? They can't say, you know what, we're going to put a little gift shop over here now in the side to try to make a little extra money. We're going to sell some fishing gear on the side. We'll do like a little stand over here. We'll bolt that on. Can't do it, right? So what Todd was saying to me was like, listen, what we need to do is we need to create our own box around our business. And we need to operate only within that box. And we got to create our own rules. We got to create our own process. We got to focus on what we're only supposed to be focusing on. And we need to serve our market. That's it. Okay. So you may want to sit down and draw a box like I did right here, put your business in there, and then say exactly what in there is what you are supposed to be doing, right? What are you allowed to do? Right? And again, don't put a whole bunch of stuff in there. Only put the things in there that are going to, number one, move you in the direction of where you're trying to go. And the business goal and the outcome is what we're trying to do. What is that goal? What is that outcome? But then again, if you're like, you know what, we're going to sell physical products, we're going to sell affiliate products, but only are going to serve products that are maybe it's around chicken coops or something, or maybe it's around I don't know. What else? It could be around cooking, right? But it's going to be around certain, a certain niche, right? Only with certain products, or, you see what I'm saying, right? If it's the fishing world, well, maybe it's kayak fishing. So it's all going to be geared around kayaks, but you can't say, well, I'm going to start talking about bow and arrows, right? You want to only speak around that stuff. And that's what you can do. Right? With, like I said, Dunkin' Donuts, they may introduce a new sandwich, right? But they're not going to introduce beef jerky, right? They're just not going to. It doesn't make sense in the business model, right? And of course, if you're in a franchise, then you're going to have to get that all approved and all of that stuff, right? So if we operate our business like this, like a franchise would, it's also going to allow us not to be distracted, right? And so that's what I really took away from this myself. I'm like, okay, wait a minute here. I got to draw a box and I got to put my business in there, or whatever businesses that I'm building. And then they need to operate within that. I don't want to go outside of that, even though I see that people over here are starting to sell t-shirts. Well, I'm not going to sell t-shirts maybe, right? Now, if t-shirts lend themselves to your business and it's part of your model, then fine, right? But you need to ask yourself those questions. So if you are, again, if you're operating a business right now, and I know Mike Smiley, you are, this would probably be a really good exercise for you, right? You draw that box, you put your business inside of that, you do all of the activities that you're doing right now, and you have to ask yourself, are they outside of the box or are they in the box? And then you just need to set up those rules. What are the rules, right? And if you already have data, then you can say, well, the rules are I'm only going to work on assets that are going to feed my existing growth, right? And then this way here, you're starting to amplify some of that stuff. I actually recorded a video this morning for our Brand Creators Academy. And there's a post that it's kind of what I'm calling our hero post strategy. So we had a post that started to get some traffic it's been about 10 months. It was one of our first posts that we created on this brand that we're using as a case study. And it was just, not getting really a lot of traffic, but okay, that's fine. There's over 160 articles on that website now, but this one article I noticed about a month and a half ago starting to tick up a little bit. And now it's our third most popular post from an organic search traffic goes. It's getting around 2,200 page views a month. Okay. So it's getting over 50 visitors per day. And this post is also a post that is geared around products, right? So because of that, in my rule book, it says, only focus on your current traffic, right? And your current assets that are starting to show growth. Only focus on building those out. Don't go outside of that box. Meaning, I'm not going to go ahead and say, well, I think that would be a good idea. I don't have to do that anymore because I have enough data that says after 6 months, you can start looking at your data and go, okay, that looks like that's growing a little bit. Let's work on that. That one there, let's work on that. Because what we're doing is now we're not working harder, we're working smarter, but that would be the rules and the guidelines that I would set for myself, which we have done, right? So again, in this one brand right now, we're not even launching a physical product right now. Okay. Now, is that in the equation? It could be, but it's not the top priority. The top priority is more traffic. Okay. Monetizing through ad networks, monetizing through affiliate offers. And here's the other thing is, when we have those affiliate offers, a lot of people are only looking at Amazon associates. And we have that on this one post. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch that out and we're going to put in a ClickBank offer, which is from a really good product of people that help with this one thing that this post talks about, right? So now what we're able to do is we're able to say, okay, we got this thing that has traffic. Now we can slide out an offer and slide in an offer and we can test it, right? But we're working with data now. That is the framework. I'm not saying, well, we're going to go ahead and just randomly try to do something now. We don't have to, right? Because we're operating within the business and those are the rules that we're setting for ourselves, right? And we're also saying like, okay, if our market is not using YouTube, then let's not do that. Let's not try to reinvent that. Let's go to where we know they are, right? So the operational thing there, or the guidelines would be only focus on traffic areas where your market is hanging out. And I think that's pretty straightforward. But again, I just wanted to share this with you guys. And I think it's a great exercise, but I think if you think about it, a franchise does not operate outside of what they currently do. And the model was built and it was proven and then it's sold. It's packaged up and it's sold and you don't operate outside of that box. All right. So let's see if you guys got any questions on this. And let me remove that. And let's see. Oh, Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Love the Alter Ego Effect. Great book and message. Yeah, Todd is awesome too, by the way, which I think you can tell just by the book. Ashley's in the house. What's up, Ashley? How are you doing? Karen, this is a question from yesterday because I didn't think to ask it. Okay. We put out an email this morning asking if parents or others would be interested in preschool curriculum. Don't have not looked up results yet, but the percent what I need in order to move forward with the idea, it will be a big undertaking. Okay. So Karen, I think what you're asking is you put something out to an email and you're waiting to hear back what they want with curriculum. So Karen, I'll just catch everyone up. What you're talking about doing is creating a membership that will help teachers or parents that are homeschooling with curriculum. And you want to create a membership site for that, which I think is a great idea. But the way that you can prove that model is you need to collect a payment. Okay. And the way that I would look at it would be like, if you mapped out exactly what you were going to do, and then you basically said, hey, if you're interested, I'm going to do a, what is it? Stu McLaren says it's like a founders launch, right? Like, or a beta launch or a founding member launch, whatever you want to call it. But it's like they're coming in at the ground floor and they're going to help you with this. So if you can get, let's just say 10 people to raise their hand, then you're like, okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and build this thing out. Right. But you would just outline what you're going to give them, what you're going to receive every month. And then you would say, if you're interested, I'm going to do, a trial of this to see how it goes. If you'd like to be a part of this, it's just, it's $20 a month or whatever. And then you would give them a PayPal button and that's it. You don't have to get a big complicated shopping cart, or you don't have to set up a membership site or anything like that. See, that's where people go wrong, is what they do is they try to build it first and then say, okay, now it's ready. I do it the other way. I'll let you know my idea. I'll see if there's interest in it. If there's interest in it, by them paying, then I will go ahead and build it. Okay. But the best way to do that, like I said, is to get them to send you money. And to do that, it's as simple as just setting up a PayPal button, sending it in an email, right? And then saying, here, go, and if you're interested, let me know. So that's what I would do. But again, if you get people that are like, oh yeah, I would love it. It's good, but it's not, it's not 100% accurate, because you're going to notice you'll get 100 people that say yes. And then you'll get maybe 5 that actually put their credit card in. That's what you really need to figure out before you go through and do this whole build out. All right. So hopefully that helped. Mike, exactly what I was thinking as you were outlining what goes in the box. 100% accurate, easy to be distracted. Yeah. Build the box, create the rules of the game, right? Create the rules of the game, and you need to stick to those rules, right? The reason why as entrepreneurs, we don't stick to rules because we ain't got any. We don't have any rules, right? I mean, yeah, we got to be ethical and we want to, but we can do whatever we want. I could, say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and see if my audience wants any t-shirts. Maybe I'm going to start selling t-shirts, and maybe I'll sell mugs, and you know what, maybe I'll then, I don't know. I'll go ahead and I'll sell cords because I think that my audience wants cords. And I think that there's a good opportunity there. Like you start getting out, or maybe it's marketing. You're like, oh, I'm going to do messenger bots. I'm not going to right now. Why? Because I'm focusing on the other things that I know that have worked because I have data, right? Once we have data, now in the beginning, we're kind of sprinkling seeds, right? As we're sprinkling seeds, we're learning. We got to let them grow a little bit. And then we can go, oh, that one's starting to grow. That's got some data too. That tells me that soil over there is really good. Maybe I should plant more over there, right? That's all that we're doing. Let's see here. What do we got? Derek, what's up, man? Do you create a business plan for your business? Well, back of the napkin kind of business plan. Yeah, I'll do that. And actually it's funny. And I might even share this. But a buddy of mine, we're just going back and forth for probably about a week on a potential business, that we were going to test. And it's totally outside of the internet, marketing. It's outside of any of the other brands that I'm doing. And we started going back and forth with, the pros and cons and building out the business plan. And the business plan is basically like, okay, is there enough market out there for it in demand? Is there proof of concept already being done right now? And from there, if we were to get this thing up and running, what are the finances going to look like? How much is it going to cost per month to maintain this? Because the thing that we were talking about was actually going to require money, kind of like an Airbnb does, right? So you have to weigh all that stuff out. You got to do projections. You got to do all that stuff. And then you got to be like, okay, how does it get marketed? How do we get attention and all that stuff? So you got to work yourself through it, just like I do when I'm going to build out a niche site. It's the same process. that we're doing. We're finding clues that will validate the market. We're looking at demand. We're looking at trends. We're looking at all of that stuff. And then we look at the product. And at the end of the day, there's two different models that we were going to do. One of the models, we got done kind of poking holes in it. And we're like, man, if we're only going to get like 50% of what we think, we're only going to make like $600 a month. It's not really worth it, right? For all that work and all the undertaking. But now there's another side of it that we can probably make 20 to 30 grand in maybe less than 2 months. Maybe that's the angle, right? And again, I'll probably go through this with you guys because the way that it's looking right now, we may do it, but not right now. Or we're going to take our time, I guess. But we are looking at option number 2 because it's a quicker way to get a return on your investment. And it's less work. It's a little bit more work up front, but less work on a regular daily basis. It'll make more sense when and if I share it. Is your strategy with each brand create content, build a list, monetize with ads and affiliate, and then decide whether you want have products to offer based on data? Yes. Yes, Salama, that is exactly the strategy. Now, it used to be different. I say used to. When I started, and I shared the story of me with the going from being a photographer to then going to online teaching of Photoshop and business stuff around photographers. I talked about how that went. So that was like no physical product, right? Now we went from there to like Amazon, where I was like, okay, we can launch products and then we can build a brand around the products as long as we can find 3 to 5 products. And now it's kind of went back full circle that we want to actually start the other way and build out content, build out the email list. Not always. You don't always have to do the email list. It does come in handy if your market lends itself to it. And then from there, start to generate some revenue through ad networks, affiliate offers. And then from there, if you see that you're getting sales through an affiliate product, you may just want to create your own, right? And so that's kind of how that model has changed a little bit. And someone asked about that, and I think it was Kate yesterday, about the difference between this and Ecom Business Formula. This is the new updated business plan, or the playbook as we call it. Brand Creators, the playbook. And by the way, I should probably put that up there. Brandcreatorsbook.com. This is our business plan. This is what we live by. This is what we follow. This is what our Brand Creators Academy students are following. But yes, there is a business plan, but it's not as sophisticated as you would think. It's really kind of going through that process that I just shared with you guys. Let's see here. How do you decide and map out your launches and new brands for the whole year? We don't do it for the whole year. It's quarterly. Generally, it's quarterly. Yes, you want a target, right? But then you have to kind of chip away at the target. So I don't like to go a year out as far as like, let's map out the entire year, because things are going to change. If I mapped out the whole year, this COVID-19 thing would have threw me a giant curveball, right? So what we ended up doing is, when we seen this coming, we had to reposition some of our marketing, or some of our, some of our framing on different things. Because if you don't do that, then you're not being like current, right? So you can't always plan out a year's worth of, of your business plan. Did you take a course on how to set up a membership site? I didn't. To be honest with you, I learned through doing it, trial and error, and just listening to some of my peers and what they have done. But I guess the biggest thing with memberships, and I've run multiple ones. I did one in the photography space, and now I'm doing one inside of Brand Creators Academy. And it really comes down to, how do you create resources and help and training for people on a regular basis, and how do you give them full support, and how do you build a community? It's because it's one thing to get someone to join. It's getting them to stay is the harder part, the retention. And it's not always easy, but it is worth focusing on that more than just getting a new member. Because if we can take those members and get them results and get them to stick, then it's easier. You don't have to keep marketing as hard, and that's why we only open 4 times a year for that. But yes, I did not purchase a course for membership site. Grace,
A trip up on the details and tech often instead of action steps to get the money generating activities done. Yeah, well, you can. And that's why sometimes, something is better than nothing. And that's why just movement and action will create the questions that will lead you to where you're supposed to go next. So yeah, it's again, like if I'm saying to Karen that's asking about setting up her membership site, I would say in the beginning, don't worry about getting Kajabi and then how to set everything up and build all that. I would keep it as simple as this. I would say, hey, I'm going to send you in an email every single month the curriculum. And then you're just going to have to store it in a Dropbox location. And then the people that are on that email list are going to get access to it. And that's it. And then you can have a Facebook group if you want. That would be the membership model. You don't need to have Kajabi for that, right? Or any other, paid membership area. Now, once you prove out the model, you may want to switch to that. But in the beginning, it could be as simple as you send an email, you ask people if they're interested. If they are, and here's the outline, do a video of it. And then you say, here's the PayPal button. If you want to be one of our founding members, we're going to have the first 25 people are going to get it at this rate. And then we're going to close it. So that way there we can fine tune it. And you're going to receive this, boom, 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 boom. And, we're going to open it, next week or whatever. And then you basically open up, launch it, and then you see how many people join. If you get 25 people, guess what? You build it, right? And then that way there, you're not guessing. And then you don't have to build a whole bunch of stuff. You don't have to set up a membership. You don't have to hook this in with that, and this triggers that. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Simplify in the beginning. So just, take that to heart. What did your content process and daily routine look like when you first started and wrote your own blogs? Well, it's okay. So let's talk about the podcast for a second. When I started the podcast, I was doing everything myself. So it really looked like, okay, what is next week's content? I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to map it out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What does it look like? I'm going to give myself some bullet points and I'm going to show up and record it. And I did it all myself. The show notes, I did the first 100 episodes myself, which they weren't great, but they were something, right? So that's what the process looked like. Map out the content by me, figuring out what the market wants, listening to what they are saying, what they need, and showing up and delivering it to them on a regular basis. And that's it. Again, so many people complicate the process and we don't need to. Keep it simple. All right? Keep it simple. Karen said, thanks. Helped a lot. Awesome. Mike, we used to convene focus groups, to test the concept. Everyone was always excited about the concept and agreed they would buy something like that. We would then offer to sell them the product being tested. No takers. Yeah, that happens. It's happened to me. And that's why I don't do it that way anymore. Okay. That's why I don't do it. All right. Now, the last thing that we just did, the Pinterest training, the Pinterest traffic workshop that we're doing right now. We're actually in week 1 of it right now. Some of you on here are taking it. Now that was not a brand new product, technically, that we just out of the air said, we're going to create this thing. What I ended up doing was I said, I'm going to build this for Brand Creators Academy. Okay. Because we are going to be adding that to the Academy. They're going to get value. They're paying to be part of Brand Creators Academy. So they're going to get our trainings, right? And then I said, well, wait a minute. We just did all that work. Maybe we'll offer it as a pop-up workshop. It'll gain interest. It'll bring in a little bit of revenue, but also to get people qualified that could be joining. So I didn't create a product from scratch and then try to sell it. I already knew what I needed to know by offering it inside of our academy, and then I brought it out. Another scenario would be this, and I did this multiple times. I talked about doing a product that we did a while ago called Product Discovery Bootcamp, which isn't available anymore, by the way. But before I even created the product, I just told people what I was going to teach, and I was going to show up. This is a great way to build a product. Is basically I said, listen, I'm going to create this product, and it's going to be 4 sessions of showing you how to choose the right product. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to go through market validation, and we're going to go through all that process. So we're going to show up for 4 weeks. Okay. Every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to show up for 1 hour, and I am going to teach you part 1. In the next week, it's part 2. And the next week, it's part 3. And the next week, it's part 4. So here's what I did. I told people that's what it was going to be. And I said, for the first 50 people that come in, actually, you know what? I think it was the first, I did 75 total. I said, I'm only going to take 75 people because I want to make sure that I'm teaching what needs to be taught. I'm going to get feedback because we're going to do this, over 4 weeks. We're going to do it live. And it's going to be, I think it was $197. And I said, it's going to be open for just 75 people. Once that's done, it's done. Right. And so what I didn't create the product yet. And so in order for me to validate it, okay, what I did was I offered it to my list and I told them that I was going to be opening it. And I told them this a week ahead of time. And yesterday's coffee talk, by the way, went through the launch process basically, because it's the same thing I follow in anything that I pretty much do. So if you missed that one, you might want to go here. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put this up later. But it's in a coffee talk. It's the last one, I think it was 70. And so basically I made that announcement. Then I opened it and we sold 75 spots within like 10 minutes. Okay. Now that validated to me, right? That, okay, people are willing to pay for this. They want this. And now guess what? Now I'm going to show up week 1. I'm going to teach what I need to teach. And I'm going to record it. Becomes module 1. The next week, I'm going to teach part 2. Guess what that becomes? Module 2. The next one is going to be week 3. What does that do? Module 3, right? So now after I'm all done, I can take those 4 weeks. I can create a product from that. And then I also get to offer the live Q&As at the back end of that, right? So now I build this out. Now I can sell it for $197 as long as I want, right? And I prove that people want it. And I've got now maybe testimonials that came from it. I've got feedback. I'm making the product better, all of this stuff. So you see, I don't say, you know what? I think this is going to be a great idea. I'm just going to go ahead and create this product. I've done that before in crickets. You gotta validate it by getting them to pay before, right? So just outline what you're going to teach. All right. How much time do you spend weekly on social media platforms? Not much. All right. And maybe I can do a little bit better, but not much, because the ROI on social media for me, like right now I'm broadcasting on Facebook, doing a Facebook Live. This is my social media, right? I'm going to show up here. I'm going to do my coffee talk. It's going to have, a few people here live, right? And then it will have, it'll have people that'll watch the replay, right? And that's it. That's my social media game, right? Like that's it. Like, do I repost some of my videos that are on YouTube over to Facebook? Yes. Does it work all that great? Not that great. If you look at the data and the analytics, it's not that great, but it's something. Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. Instagram, not a big driver for me. Again, it's content that's here today and it's gone tomorrow. What am I focusing more on? Podcasting. If we're talking brand creators and Rock Your Brand podcast, I'm looking at podcast episodes. I'm looking at showing up here and trying to build this little community, not a big community, a little community, because you guys are going to help me know what the market wants and needs, right? And so I'm not really concerned with building this massive Instagram following or this massive Facebook following. That's not, I'm not after that. I'm email list. Yes. Customer list. Yes. Right. And just showing up on these different forms. So this way here, I can at least show up and then this can get repurposed later. But I'm not like doing the whole, like, how do I get 100,000 followers on Instagram? More Pinterest. I'm going to focus more on Pinterest. That I'll tell you right now. Like, we are actually implementing what we're teaching in the workshop in brand creators in the podcast. We're experimenting with that right now as we speak. So that's something that we're adding into it. So that's not really social media to me. I don't look at Pinterest as social media because it's an evergreen asset. That's the difference. Instagram, it's here, it's gone, right? Or it's there, but you got to scroll through the feed, right? Facebook, it's here, it's buried, right? Pinterest, searchable content. That's the difference. Okay. Are blogs and Pinterest best way to build an email list? Yeah, that and doing Facebook ads to a good lead magnet, which could be a contest or a giveaway. Derek, I like hearing about your idea of memberships and getting started. There are too many gurus that start some product about building a membership site and then they are gone off to something else. Yeah, totally not my thing. How many people do you need on a list before offering any products to them? I think whenever it feels right or whenever you have something, don't force it. That's the thing. you don't want to force putting something out there in front of them because you're in a hurry to try to make money, right? So it's kind of like what Karen's doing, I think is perfect, right? She's building up her email list. I think she's got over 500 people now, Karen. And it's probably about time that you can start putting some stuff out there, but you got to do it in the right way, the way that we talk about. And I think if you're upfront and honest with people, you're going to get, honest feedback. Does it take 3 to 6 months to test and decide whether to offer products in a brand? Well, if you mean physical products in your own products, it could. But if you're doing the research, which we do that research in the playbook, by the way, is in the monetization side, we're going to look on Amazon and see what products are there that are selling in our market. Those products we're also looking at as being an affiliate for, but then also we know that we could probably launch our own products. So yes, you should wait unless you're like the product creator yourself, like you're hand making these things and then you're going to have them manufactured. That's a whole nother animal, right? If you're making custom guitars and you want to offer your guitars and then you're going to offer your custom guitar straps and your, guitar stands, wall mounts, stuff like that, yes, then you can start with products right out of the gate if you want to. Karen says almost 400. Good. What's the open rate right now, Karen, typically when you're sending out emails? Feed the people, then talk to them about your product. Yes. That's it. 100%. Okay. We're gonna get wrapping up here soon, guys. You know what? No one reminded me today to take a sip of my coffee, and now it's getting cold. Come on, guys. I thought you guys had me on that. Justin, I thought you had me on that. Yeah, it's a little cool now. Who am I gonna blame for that? Who am I gonna blame for my cold coffee? All right. Let's see here. So guys, the other thing I want you to do real quick for me, or let me know what else do you guys want me to talk about on an upcoming coffee talk. I'm going to kind of listen to you guys now moving forward. I want you guys to tell me what we are, or what I should be helping you guys with. Yesterday was really good. You guys had a lot of great questions. We talked about email promotions, email marketing. That always seems like a pretty hot topic, and content creation always seems pretty big as well. You guys heard me talk yesterday about setting up for like your runway for your product releases or your product launches or promotions or anything like that. Well, I also mentioned yesterday for the first time, because I didn't know the exact date, and here I am again saying it to you guys. July 6th is the official reopen, I should say, of Brand Creators Academy. So between now and then, this is what we call our runway. So I will be talking about things that you want to be talking about, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be things in that book, which are market validation, how to reach more people in your market, traffic, content creation, email list building, affiliate offers, how to find them, how to find great blog posts to write, like all of that stuff I know is going to be things that we're going to need to talk about. And that's everything that we talk about inside Brand Creators Academy, right? So do you see how that works now? So I'm going to be able to show up with you guys, hang out, have some fun, but I can also mention just about in every coffee talk that July 6th, we're going to be opening for 5 days to Brand Creators Academy. So if you aren't on our email list yet, you might want to jump on that. One way you can get on that is by grabbing a copy of the playbook, which is right here. And the link is brandcreatorsbook.com. And then once you do, you will be on that list. All right. And then that way there will notify you when we open the doors. And we'll be talking more about that. And I know a lot of my members, a lot of times will pop in and out of here. Octavio's been on, Iva's been on, Ty Linda's been on, a few others I know that pop in and out of the coffee talks. Let's see here. What do we got? Karen, so should I do a Facebook Live and let them know about the curriculum? 31% on the open rate. Yeah, definitely do a Facebook Live. I would love to see the response or the feedback. And the cool thing with a Facebook Live, Karen, if you're doing a Facebook Live, the cool thing about those is if you have something there that starts to do well or resonates, you can push that with some ad dollars. You can put some Facebook ad money behind that. Karen, if you could too, and I don't know if you want to do it publicly here or not, but you can just email me, scott@brandcreators.com. Send me your Facebook page and your group and whatever else you have going on there. I want to check out and see what you're doing. And I want to be able to see, and I believe you're in Brand Creators Academy now too. So we can actually do that in there and we can really dig in. And I can help you maybe with some of your messaging, framing. So we can do this together, which I know, like I said, inside Brand Creators Academy, that's what we do too. We do like Website Wednesday, and we kind of do deep dives on other people's websites. So yeah, let me know. Oh, Kay's in the house too. She's one of our BCA members. Okay. Let's see here. The guy in the red shirt. Salma, psychology of writing emails, both launch and nurture, how to simplify your business and offerings, how to create amazing offers. So those are some topic ideas, I believe, Salma. Would love to learn about how to use YouTube to build traffic for my site. Your thing there, Ashley, and we can dig into that for sure, but your market, because I know your market, you're going to probably start with YouTube just because it's a great medium for you, but also then you're going to take that and repurpose it and put it on your website. So you're going to have two different pieces of content. And then I think Pinterest is your third. So I think you have those three right there. And if that's, again, in your box, right, you're going to stay in your box. Did you hear how I didn't even really say a Facebook, social media thing, right? Because right now, I don't believe that's going to be your fastest way to get to where you want to go. Putting up an evergreen asset on YouTube is going to serve you better. It's also going to allow you to then create content that you can post on your website, which is also going to be indexed by Google. And then pins are going to help bring attention to those blog posts and to those videos. So you see how we just did that? Box. Those are the rules. Don't go outside of that. Don't come to me and say that you want to build this massive Facebook group because someone told you that if you build a Facebook group, then you can get 100,000 people in that group and you can then leverage that. And I don't want to hear that right now. I want to hear those three things because I know that those three things will compound on each other. So again, the box, remember the box. Okay. How and when to advertise. I like that one. 31% open rate and 13% click-through rate. That number is absolutely crazy, by the way. But again, it's 400 people. As that grows, do not get discouraged when that number starts to go down. It's normal, okay? Typically, I would say you want after you send to the unopens, if you can get 20 to 22%, you're doing great. Your click-through rate, if you can get between a 4 and a 5%, you're doing awesome. So right there, keep an eye on those. I like those numbers. Is that 31% with a send to the unopens too, Karen? Ashley, also would love how to monetize the brands we are building besides just trying to be an associate. Yes. And actually inside of the Academy this morning, I just went through a post that we found an affiliate offer on ClickBank that we're going to be inserting in that post because the post is getting between 50 and 100 visitors per day on just that one post. And we posted that about 10 months ago. So it was one of our first articles. And now we are going to be switching that out with an offer that's going to pay us between $25 and $30 per sale. So yeah, there's a lot of upside there. We can totally dig into that too. Thanks, Scott K. Hey, how to introduce to your email list a new product launch after nurturing the list, and how long should you wait before talking about your new product offer? K, the big thing there is as long as you've been steadily showing up in their inbox, you're fine to start whenever. But the way that you do that is you need to introduce it by saying, maybe even just you send a normal email and then in the PS you go, hey, just a heads up, we're going to be offering a new product and we're going to be, we're going to be offering it at a certain date, certain time, whatever. I'll let you know more about it. If you wanted to be the first in line to get one, go here. And then you can have a sub list created there. And again, that's a way for you to kind of drop a hint that something's coming. Then you're going. So yesterday's coffee talk, I went through that. that process. But there's not like a set thing. Like you have to email for at least 5 days. And then after that, you need, 2 days. And it's not like that. It's just, you want enough time to set the runway. So that way there you can start to do the promotion. And then when you're in promotion, right? People, that's where they get it wrong. They don't do a promotion. They just go, oh, by the way, it's for sale. No, it's like dedicated. Guys, the sale starts today, or the offer is today, right? And then the next day, guys, reminder, the offer that I mentioned yesterday, it's still there, but it's going away tomorrow, or it's going away in 2 days. And then the last day, oh, just want to let you know, deadline today, it's ending. Oh, and 6 hours before, let you know, I know we're busy. You got to know this because you might miss out. That's the promotion, right? But you got to build up the goodwill in order to be able to do that, or else it's just not going to work. So hopefully that helped. We'd love to learn more about how to decide which platform to focus on first. Well, the very first thing there for you, Salman, we can totally dig into this as well. You need to do market validation. And I think you have the book. If you do, go through the market validation in there. That right there alone, even if you don't grab the book, if you go to let's see here, brand creators, and then just go to the checklist, that will also help you validate. What you need to do here is you need to really be able to look at the traffic and where it's coming from, right? So once you identify the traffic, and again, what I would do is I'd look Google, right? I'd look on Google. I'd look at the tool Uber Suggest, and I would say, okay, where's another site that can prove to me that there's traffic, and then where are they getting their traffic from? Okay, well, they're getting it from Google. Okay, that means I got to write content. Okay, wait, they're getting it from YouTube. All right, I should maybe get on YouTube. And then, they're getting some from Pinterest because I went through that market validation piece, right? So those are just some different ways that you can identify where the traffic's coming from. That's what you want to do. That's the data on ConvertKit. Okay, yeah, but is that like, did you send out one to the unopens as well, Karen? Because that would be combined if that's the case. And Salma says, yes, I have the book. Good. Go through those parts of the book and just get very clear on where, like in the book, I go through how to go on YouTube and look for that stuff, right? And then how to see that someone else has already proven that there is content and it is getting traffic, right? That's all that we're doing. A lot of people are like, well, I want to be the first there. I want to be the first to start creating content. No, you want to prove it. It's like us proving that the product that we want to sell is actually selling, right? We don't want to just be, the first to market necessarily, because that's a little risky, right? So you want to prove that first. Okay, and Karen says, yes, we always send to the unopens. So I'd be curious on that. Out of that 30%, what is your open rate on email one, and what is it on the follow-up, or the one to the unopens? I would probably guess your first one is, I'm going to say 23%ish, 22%ish, and your other one is 7 to 8%ish. Tell me if I'm right. Thanks. Have an awesome day. Appreciate your time and answers. No problem. Yeah, go through that though, Salma. You got the book. Go through that part. Like I said, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Like, this is not overcomplicated, even though it's 107 pages. You only need to dive into the part that you're in right now. And if it's you're validating your market, then get in that part and get that figured out. And then you move on to the home base build and all of that stuff and the content creation. So guys, do me a favor. If you have any coffee talk topics, let me know in the comments. Drop them in here. Even if you're watching this on the replay, drop them in there. We will look through them, and we will then we'll start doing some more on these topics. I want to really see where you're stuck and where you're having just some resistance, and I want to help you with that. So we'll totally do that. All right. And I'll wait 1 second here for Karen, if she can come back and tell me what that is. You might even be digging into your numbers. But also I did want to let you guys know this. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, there will be a playlist that should pop up in this area or in the description that will have all of our past coffee talks. What I want you to do is, whatever you are needing help with right now, I want you to pick one coffee talk and I want you to go through that. And then I want you to implement what you learned in that coffee talk. So it's take something that you need help with, learn it, do it. Right. And I'm telling you right now, like everything that we've covered already is there's going to be things that you're going to learn in those coffee talks. So pick which one is going to help you right now and go through that. All right. And then the other thing I would say, little shameless plug, of course, is this guy right here, the Brand Creators Playbook. If you have not grabbed a copy yet, grab a copy if you have not. And if you want the playbook, this is the playbook that we follow. This is the playbook that we are also giving to all of our Brand Creators Academy members. This is what we follow. All right. And it's the framework. And that's why we call it the playbook. It's somewhat our box in a sense. So yeah, definitely grab a copy if you haven't done so already. And let's see. Oh, and my wife came on and says that she misses me. That's funny. Well, I miss you too. And my wife is actually visiting my daughter who is pregnant, which you guys know, and she's due in August. So I'm going to be a grandfather. So anyway, my wife popped in. Thanks for popping in. Love you too. Mel, thanks for being a great human. Just wanted to share that message today. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate you. Octavio, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. And Octavio is following the playbook, by the way, crushing it. He's my new content creator in the bunch. He's also a great community leader in our Brand Creators Academy. And Octavio, I was going to be sending you an email. Actually, I'm glad that you came in here. I'm looking to possibly get you on the podcast. So let me know if you're interested. I'll say it here on our coffee talk, because if we were together, I'd say, hey, Octavio. Yeah, I want to get you on. I think you're a great demonstration of someone that has started, in the beginning, not really believing they could do it, didn't even have a website. And now you're just in the rhythm. And I would love to get you on and kind of just pick through and kind of share some of those things that you struggled with and how you've overcome them. And then we can also talk a little bit about building a brand and what it's like and all that stuff. So if you're interested, let me know. And let's see here. As always, full of actionable content and advice. Always appreciate you too. Mike, thank you, buddy. And again, like I said, just reading your name makes me want to smile because it's Mike Smiley. Why wouldn't I? Thanks, Mel. Yeah, we're excited. We are excited. We have a new baby coming in. My wife says Kayla misses you too. I miss my little girl too. So yeah, can't wait to see them guys. So I'm kind of here with my son and his girlfriend. Derek, congratulations on being a grandfather. What will the baby call you? Grandpa or granddaddy or Papa? No, it's going to be Pop. That's going to be mine. And it took a little bit of thinking on that, but you know what? Whatever the baby calls me, the baby calls me. I don't care. But I'm going to try to groom the baby for Pop. I like Pop. I think it's got, I got a lot of pop in my step. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I want. So that's funny. But Derek, thank you. I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate all of you guys. Okay. Karen did say that is really close, a little higher on first email. Also, I think it's high because parents are looking and unsure what will happen next year. Yes. And that's why you need to lean into that, Karen. That's why right now it is so important that you show up. You show up. And Karen, like I said, I wasn't kidding. You're in Brand Creators Academy, I believe. Let's dig in. Let's actually jump on and do a hot seat with you. I would love to do a hot seat with you. We'll get you on. We'll dig in. And Chris and I can really just kind of help you with even messaging and just setting this thing up. I think it'd be a great thing for you. And I do believe that right now you need to lean in. You need to really lean in. You need to show up because you are a resource that people are going to be looking for now and in the future. The world is changing. Okay. And you can be there. Yeah. Kay, thank you. I appreciate you for showing up. And we'll see you inside the academy. Grandchildren, way more fun than children, should have them first. Yeah, because you can hand them off, right? That's what my dad always said. I can get them sugared up and then send them back to you. Oh, Karen, would love to do a hot seat. I'll be there. All right, cool. Send me an email, scott@brandcreators.com. We'll set that up, Karen. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And a lot of the members, they love the hot seats. So yeah, we'll definitely set that up. That'll be a lot of fun. So, all right, cool. Guys, like I said, do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you go in the description where the playlist is, go past or in the past coffee talks. If there's something there that you need help with, get that help that you need, consume it, but then do it. All right. And guys, I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, here to drink some more cold coffee because you guys didn't remind me to drink my coffee when I was talking. So, all right, guys, have an awesome, amazing day. And until tomorrow, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Now go rock your brand. See you guys later.